Today, I'm going to show you how to create Aqua Tofana. The things we'll need to create our Aqua Tofana is a 1 glass bottle, and I am using this purple vintage looking bottle that I actually found at Walmart in their dollar section. It's part of their Bridgerton collection they have right now, so I thought this was really pretty. They came in 4 different colors, but I thought the purple would be a really cool one for this. I'm also going to use a glass stopper, and I'll put a link for those on Amazon down below. We're going to be using some rubbing alcohol. We're going to use one of these little pointy glass bottles. Then we're going to be using a couple mica powders. We're going to use this silver gray, and then we're going to use this black mica powder from Michael's. We're going to use some black cording. We'll use a beaker and a spoon for mixing and stirring. I'm also going to use one of our magnetic stirrers on this so we can use it on our spinner. And then we're going to be using the UV JB Weld Super Glue. And finally, we will need our tag printed on sticker paper, and the link for this is in the description down below. Let's get started. Would you like a chance to win a monthly potion bottle? Then consider becoming one of my patrons over on Patreon. All of my patrons have a chance to win a monthly potion bottle. Patreon not your thing? No worries. You can become a member here on YouTube, where you can get exclusive icons and emojis to use in the comment section. Link is in the description down below. The first thing we're going to do is take our glass stopper, and we're going to take it one step further. This is optional. You don't have to do it. So recently I watched one of Danny's videos over on Wizardry Workshop, and he used one of these little glass bottles to add a fancy look to a smaller bottle. And I thought, why haven't I thought about that? So today we're going to add a little bit of fanciness to the top of our bottle. So we're going to get rid of this cork, but I'm not going to completely get rid of it because it's handy. It's got the little hook and eye on there to make it a necklace. But we are going to UV glue this to the top of our stopper so that it adds another little detail to just kind of bring up that Renaissance era to the bottle. So to do this, we're going to use our UV glue. And we're going to put some around the outside edge of our bottle here. And then I'm going to carefully put this on, and then I can still play with it to get it centered and straight. Okay, so I think we are pretty straight. Now keep in mind that the little glass bottle is not necessarily perfect either, so you may get a little bit of imperfections, but I think that's about as good as we're going to get. So I'm going to cure it with our UV light. And this cures so quickly, which I love. And the first time I ever used UV glue was back in college, and I actually used it in my glass class. So I know that this will hold and do really well. All right, and we are on there. Not going to go anywhere. But then we have a fancy stopper for the top of our Aqua Tofana. All right, so now we're going to get into making our Aqua Tofana. So if you're unfamiliar with what Aqua Tofana is, I was inspired by Bailey Sarian. She has a really fun channel here on YouTube where she talks about murder while she does makeup. And so one day she talked about a story about a Giulia Tofana who made this slow-acting but very potent poison back in the 1700s. So it was called Aqua Tofana. It's rumored to have killed over 600 men at the time. Go check out the story. I'll put a link to it in my description down below. Really fun story. Love the way she tells it, but I was intrigued and thought, you know what? We could make a potion about this. So Aqua Tofana was said to be odorless, colorless, tasteless, but we're going to make it so that it shows a little bit of foreshadowing of how you're going to end. So ours is going to go from clear, which in this bottle will look purple, obviously. But then when we shake it up, it's going to shift to black. So it's going to give us some foreshadowing of the death that is going to come to its victims. So we're going to start with our clear alcohol, which I put in here. And we're going to put some of it in the bottle. And then we're going to go ahead and color this one black. So as I said, this is going to stay completely clear when it settles, but it will be black when it's shaken up. So this mica powder is from Michael's. It is just a black iridescent mica powder. And obviously I tested all these, so I know it's not going to color the liquid. It's going to stay clear. All right, this one's a nice dark black. But this one is a silvery black. So this one gives us some really pretty silver shimmery swirls in our black. So I'm going to dry off our spoon before we put it in the mica. And then we're going to add some of our silvery black to it. So as you can see, it's kind of a deep charcoal color. And when we mix it in, we get these really pretty shimmers in our black. Enough of that one. I might actually add one more scoop of the other black just to deepen it up a little bit. So we're going to start there. And if we need to add more black once we put it in there, we can. We're going to add just a little bit of alcohol to get the remnants out. All right, and then we're going to give this a stir. So as you can see, we can see the like silvery shimmers. It's a little easier in person, but I definitely think we have a good black here. And like I said, this is going to settle to be completely clear, so it'll just be that purple color. Okay, so I think we're good. I'm going to dry the neck of my bottle here. And then before I cap this up, we're going to add our little magnetic spinner. And we're going to top it. And with these glass stoppers, you really have to kind of twist to make sure they actually go in all the way. And then we're going to use our UV glue to seal it all together. So I'm going to push down our stopper. And I'm going to go around the outside edge here. And again, I'm going to press down really good, and then I'm going to seal it. We're good and sealed. We have our bottle with our fancy stopper, and we're going to give this the shake and leak test, and we are good. Everything is all sealed. And we have our beautiful black Aqua Tofana in there. So now we can get it embellished. All right, so the first thing we're going to do to embellish this is we are going to wrap the neck of our bottle. So I'm just using some of our black cording. I love this kind of cording that has this like waxed coating finish on there. It's actually spun paper, which is really cool. I'll put a link to this in the description and to Amazon as well. I think that'll do it. And we're going to stick that through. All right, Alright, so we have our wrapped neck of our bottle. And now we're going to get our tag ready. Alright, so for this one, I have our tag. I printed it on sticker paper. So this one I actually printed on my inkjet printer rather than my laser because I wanted it to look kind of old and not as vibrant because, again, this was a poison that was mostly used in the 1700s. So this way, my inkjet printer gives it a really nice lighter color. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to fold this where it is going to come together. And then we'll take the backing off to actually stick it down. So once you get it lined up, which I think that looks pretty good, I'm actually going to use my bone folder to just really crease it. You could use a credit card or nail, anything to do that. And now we're going to open this up and we're going to remove the backing paper. And then we're going to start to stick this together. And again, because we pre-scored it, it should go together pretty easily. Okay, and then if you have any areas where you feel like it maybe didn't line up perfectly, you can just trim it. Okay. Then I'm going to take a Sharpie or another black marker and go around the outside edge just to give it more of a finished look. It also helps unify both sides. Now that this is ready, because again, I want this to be kind of a vintage, older looking potion, we're just going to scrunch this up just so it's not so pristine and perfect. I don't want to go overboard, but at the same time, that just kind of helps give it a little bit more of a vintage look. All right, so we're going to add our tag. So I'm going to just punch it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to knot my end here. And then I'm just going to have my knot kind of hang out in the back. And then we're just going to slip this over and put it in place. And with that, I think we have our Aqua Tofana that goes from clear to our swirling, foreshadowing Black of Death. All right, and now that we have our tag on there, I've put our potion on our book spinner. And there you have it, our Aqua Tofana. Or as Bailey might say, Aqua Tofana. This will be a great addition to our potion and prop collection we make along the way. So if you guys like this video, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And we will catch you guys later. Thanks so much.